Hello, and welcome back to the Deadman mode series for Season 6. This will be the final episode, and then I'm going to be going back to my Iron Man account. Starting off the episode with purchasing a crystal bow from Seed. I later imbued this bow at Nightmare Zone, but I forgot to record. Basically, I did 2 rounds of Nightmare Zone. I got 1 hit by Elvarg the first round, then the second round I had an inadequacy spawn, and I killed that and got 74k points on just a regular Rumble hard, not customizable or anything, so it cost 12k, and I got the bow imbued, took about 30 seconds. Then I did my fight caves, managed to get through it with only 55 prayer by prayer flicking everything. Wasn't too bad. But yeah, Nightmare Zone's pretty nice in Deadman, especially for the herb boxes if you get lucky on your rumbles. And the Jad fight went smoothly. I don't think I missed a single hit this one. It was pretty flawless. A little sketched out about exiting the cave and all, but as I do, there's no one here at all. Equip the cape for the task, and then I head over to Moral Wreck for some safe spotting of these things for a bit. Also hopped around a bit looking for some people at the fishing spot, the fire cape only spot. I've seen the obsidian armor, so thought there might be someone there, but didn't find anyone, so I went back to Slayer for that mammoth task. I got a medium clue from that. So I basically did the same thing I did yesterday and turned the clue scroll into a PK trip and PK'd in every area where the clue scroll led me. I don't usually PK in Catherby, but this guy at the range just looks so damn AFK. He was standing there the whole time, I just had to. And these hits are pretty funny. 30, 11, 0, 5, he's so AFK. An 8, another 8, he's red barred, a 0. He's got so much time. And then a 34 just for the KO. Like, if he wasn't in his basement when that happened, I'm sure he could have easily escaped 5 steps from the safe zone. Then I went on with the clue scroll, didn't see anyone in Canifis, didn't see anyone at the duel arena. And then I got led back to Canifis, and there were cashed in that bank key, and that guy had a good amount of shark in his bank for being so AFK at the range. Then I found this guy farming, and then his friend showed up, and I escaped, logged back in a little while later, and went down to do the clue scroll. I think I lost that clip, but then I went over to the sawmill, and I found this guy trying to PK people making planks. There's a few points in this fight where I just almost get him. And then he wants to play ladder games. I've gotten good at ladder games. If you're not skulled, it's pretty easy to escape on a ladder. I don't know how to escape on a ladder easily myself, but I know if you're skulled, it's a lot harder. And for the loot, got some full black d'hide and some rune arrows. Almost missed the bank key. He didn't have very much for coins on him at all. And I went over to Draenor area, just walking around, found that guy, scored another key, then went over to the farm patch, and I found this guy. Hopped around at that farming patch so many times, and found like 1 or 2 people, but this guy actually falls. I got a decent bank key from it, along with some limp seeds and some willow saplings. Then I went up to Zaya area, and I found these guys over by sand crabs. Well, it starts off with just this one guy. I think I'm getting into the solo deathmatch at the time. I'm thinking this is going to be the fight of the season that either makes it or breaks it. And like from the start of this fight, I know we're like so far out in the middle of nowhere. I'm completely prepared to fight to the death, and then his clan member shows up. So I'm like, well, maybe he won't interfere right away. And if I do get the kill, I got a 30-second, or a minute actually, a minute immunity, which gives me the ability to teleport to Edge or Karamja. Probably go to Karamja and then head over to Zaya from there. I like hiding out on the Piscalaris part of Zaya. No one ever uses that bank. That's what I used last time. But he's fighting. He's got pretty low defense. My DPS on him is really high, so he's trying to do everything he can, freezing me and hiding behind trees, getting those extra couple of hits in where I don't get a return hit, trying to match out the DPS of my build versus his maneuverability. Because the range tank build's pretty powerful. I've got like, forget whether it's 85 or 86 defense in this clip, along with 91 range. Oh, it says up at the top actually it's 86. I'm trying to get away from the trees a little bit. Then he tries to far cast me, but that's what I've got the crystal bow for. But then I'm unfrozen anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, 2 main uses for the crystal bow. You can pop the cocky fishers that stand 1 square out of range, and you can use ranged when you're being far casted. So far his friend doesn't look like he's interfering. He looks like he's just there to try and get me after I loot. Still on defensive from the long range. I switch it back over to rapid after I see the defense and the XP drop there. I'm still doing well this fight because I haven't used very many of my brews. I see him getting low, so I try smiting him, even though we're right next to an altar, which is kind of silly. I guess I didn't realize there was an altar like right there at the time. Then he's in robes, and I get a nice 15 on him. Try to spam click him when he's behind the tree, and it works that time. And while he's in robes, I'm going to smite because my mage defense is really high in hides, so I don't mind getting a smite hit in there. But if he switches back to range, I like to pray. And then near the trees, I switch to mage, so it's only half a freeze if he does catch it. Then that way we don't have to play tree games for too long. And then he's getting really low health there. I'm guessing that he's getting lower and lower on food. And he even got smited once, and so did I, but he runs over to the altar. And then he freezes me and runs up the ladder, and that's when the clan man mode kicks in. This guy, 21 cabbages, I remember fighting him before, I forget where exactly. But I remember I out DPS'd him, I think. And then I tell him, I'm out, clan man mode, this is bullshit. and I start making my escape up to the woodcutting guild as soon as I get unfrozen. Getting the favors for that was so worth it. Got that for the master clue in case anyone missed that episode. But I had a master clue and ended up getting a step that required me to go in there. So I ended up going in there, doing that step and getting the favor, getting all the saltpeter. But same thing as the last time I fought two people at once. I mean, I'll sit there and fight one guy, but as soon as they start tag teaming and switching on and off before the end of a fight, I'm out and he can't go through, so I go over to the side to try and talk to him, but he's not interested in chatting. So I just go up, heal my prayer, and get my inventory set up. Kind of unfortunate. That could have been a really cool death match. I think I almost had that guy because I had so many supplies left over. I might have been able to do some damage on his friend, but his friend was actually closer to my level and I didn't want to start that fight with him out. From the keys, I got some monks and 16 toad flax from that farmer, which is absolutely beautiful. And my risk is the crier outfit and the deep pick. Oh, I ended up selling that Zenite shard too, by the way. Shout out to KMW Ownage. I told him about how I basically got scammed buying it for 300k and how I just want to get rid of it for like anything, even like 100k. And he trades me and offers me 300k for it. And it's like, that's the price I paid for it. He knows that I got scammed for the 300k, so he was nice and bought my shard for 300k, even though it's not worth that. I thought that was really cool of him to do. But yeah, and if you guys come across a Zenite shard, they aren't worth very much at all. I put it in for 100k at one point and it didn't sell, so watch out for that if you see somebody trying to sell one. But this guy, Nate Bra, I didn't want to do a bank fight, so I lured him a little bit away from the bank so he could just have a regular fight. I should have lured him like more west because it turns out that this guy didn't have a clan to come back him up, and that's what I was scared of. So I should have lured him towards the monastery instead of closer to the safe zone, because right up here, as soon as he starts getting low, he ends up backing out of the fight and going up to the bank. And I'm just like, LOL, okay, we could have just moved west away from the safe zone and did a death match, but I guess he's not into that, so that was probably my mistake, fighting him too close to the safe zone to start with. I should have lured him west instead of east of the bank there. But oh well. I used a good supply of my brews, so I had to work with the GE a little bit, sell some stuff, got some more brews, and then I went on a PK trip, PK walk all over RuneScape, and I found Torvesta in the Slayer Caves. I feel like I should have 1v1'd him right there, and I know he probably would have beaten me because he's in like a whip and DFS, and he's like a pro PKer and shit. So I should have done my last 1v1 with Torvesta and died to him. I mean, I think I'd been able to fight him until I was out of supplies at least, and that would have been an epic fight. And yeah, but I chickened out because he's like level 105 in DFS. And so I just wandered all throughout the rest of the game looking for anyone, anywhere, Caldegrim, Dwarven Mine. And then from the Dwarven Mine on my way back to Edgeville, I was thinking about going to the bank here and getting an inventory set up for Fire Giants, my Slayer task, and then I see Booty Face with 5 keys, and I fought this guy before too, and I'm like, I know I can win this guy in a 1v1. I just need to lure him farther away from a bank, but I didn't want to go too close to the safe zone to where he'd back out. So I'd start luring him through the caves, and then boom, there's one friend that pops in. And I'm like, okay, there's a team of 2 here. Hopefully he doesn't freeze me, and there he freezes me. But he hits me. He must think I'm trying to teleport, but I'm looking to get his 5 keys, really. And then his friend does get on me, and then boom, there's a 3rd guy. And I'm just like, shit, I'm skulled, and there's 3 people here. And then this 4th guy shows up. And this 4th guy's got a staff of the fucking dead. And I'm like, oh no, this is it. So at this point, I'm just sort of thinking, how can I escape from this? Because I could either kill one of these guys, which this guy's like level 105 with a Staff of the Dead, Crystal Shield, and full switches, so that doesn't seem very possible. My other option would be to go to aggro to try and get a log out in, and I go to use this gate up here, and I forgot I relogged, and I have that stupid warning symbol because the game feels the need to tell me that the wilderness might be a dangerous place. I think it's safer than where I am now, but I guess that's perspective. So I've tried using the pipe, go to multi, freak him out a little bit, make it look like a lure, and then his friend joined him, so I'm like, okay, more than one of these guys have 50 agility, so I tried going up to multi to get a log out in. I was close a couple of times. It got down to the 2-second and 1-second mark. And then I run up here a little bit. There's my last brew. And at this point I know I'm pretty much shit out of luck. Clan man mode was the death of me. But that's okay because I've got some Iron Man goals that I'm still working on. Where is that final KO? There it is. Congratulations, Bog. Good fight. Gang, gang, indeed. And, well, that was a good season overall. Maybe I'll do a critique video of the season. Maybe go over some ideas of updates, ways we could change it, etc. But for now, I'm going to head back over to the Iron Man and catch up on that a bit. Catch you guys in a couple days with a video on that. Peace for now.